Hello folks, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a nice day. I want to make a topic on we can't outdo God, folks, no matter what we do. And I'm talking about like the Democrats talk about climate change and things like that, folks. Well, they don't realize it, folks, because they probably don't get into the Bible enough to see that God has to do with the climate and how things are going to be, folks. And that's just the way I view it. We can't wrestle with God, folks, because it doesn't work. Because God is the most powerful person in the heavens. And he can move mountains and everything, folks. So we got to remember that and keep that in the back of our minds, because no matter how much we try to fight with God, nothing's going to turn out right. Just like they took prayers out of the schools and stuff like that, folks. You know, God's Spirit can't dwell in places where they're doing things that is sinful, folks. And we got to remember that, and that means that if God is not able to dwell in that school or anywhere else, you know, then he can't help people, folks. But we can't outdo God on anything, folks. God is the most powerful person in the heavens, and God also sees everything that we do. And on Judgment Day, folks, we're all gonna answer for everything that we do on the face of this earth, folks. Even if there's people out here that doesn't believe in God. You know, hopefully they will turn around and, you know, maybe somebody that does believe in God can help them out, you know, to see that God does exist and he is real, and that he's going to conquer everything on this earth, folks, and that humans can't outdo him no matter what. But yes, this is what I look forward to too, folks, because I know that God is going to stamp out all this stuff that's going on nowadays, you know, that's hurting people, and, you know, people being dishonest and trying to push negativity as far as things like sins and things like that, folks, that God speaks against, you know, things like being gay and having sex changes. Well, folks, you know, with that sex change operation, that is a form of wrestling with God. Because when you're born either male or female, God is the one that determines what sex that you're going to be when you're born. And when you take little children out here that's young and, you know, that isn't really old enough to make decisions or anything like that, folks, they will do that. And then when they get older, they'll change their mind, you know, and say, well, I wish I hadn't done that. But what makes that so bad, folks, is they can't reverse that. You know, once that child has made that decision, they can't reverse that sex change. And this is why I think this is a bad idea, folks. because the children are being able now to get those sex changes without the parents' consent. And that's just not normal, folks. Anything that you see out here that's going on these days that's not normal, most likely it's a sin and against God's laws. So, no, it's not going to go through, folks, because God won't allow it to. And remember, I told you that none of us know when God is coming back to judge us. And that's why we have to stay on the up and up and look forward to being with God, you know, and being safe. Because like I told you before, folks, we're living in a dying world, you know. I mean, we may be able to do things in a certain sense, you know, that might make things a little bit better. But basically, things are getting the way they are because we're reaching the fulfillment of the Bible and stuff, folks. Or at least I think we are. I mean, if you ask a lot of people, do they think that we're living in the last days? They will probably say that they think we are, because there's a lot more stuff going on nowadays than ever went on in the past. A lot more diseases and things like that, folks. And I mean, nobody knows when that day's coming, folks. We can't predict that. Only God knows when He's going to return. But with the way things are going, folks, He could return any time now. And I'm hoping that all my followers try to stay prepared, you know, and try to get into their Bibles and read the Bible to heaven, you know, because the Bible is considered the roadmap to heaven, folks. And, you know, if we're not getting into our Bible and finding out what God expects of us and things like that, then we're probably going to be not knowing what to do at the end of that time. And I'm praying that everybody does do it, because that's the only thing that we have, folks. We have the promise of God, you know, to help straighten up our lives and things like that, folks. But yeah. But I just wanted to get on here and talk to you a little bit about the Bible, folks, because, you know, that's supposed to be an uplifting thing, you know. And, you know, for people that don't believe in the Bible, they will when the time comes, folks. Because there's no escaping. It's just like the Bible says, they're going to be running to and fro, and there won't be no place to hide, folks. You can't hide from God. He's always going to be able to see you no matter where you're at or what you're doing, or if you're doing things that ain't right towards other Americans, you know, that hurts people. You can be held accountable by God, you know. And that would be a sad situation, folks. But I wanted to get on here and I wanted to talk to y'all about this and give you a little bit of uplift and saying, you know, about God and how we shouldn't try to wrestle with God on different things. And, you know, like that thing about the Democrats saying they believe in the climate change. Well, they can't change the climate, folks. Only God can change the climate. And we have to stop throwing things down on the ground and things like that, you know, and turning our earth into a garbage can. That would probably help out too, because a lot of that garbage, folks, you don't realize it, but it could be going into our water and causing our water to be polluted and things like that. But there, as far as climate change from the Democrats, folks, it doesn't exist. Well, thank you for having a good day, folks. You got this and you're awesome. Bye-bye.